We begin tonight with an update to a story we first brought you last night at 10. Columbus police identify the suspect in a Wednesday night shooting on Sylvan Road. 53-year-old Henrietta Squires is being charged with domestic violence aggravated assault. Squires is accused of shooting a 56-year-old man in the chest following a domestic argument at a home in the 700 block of Sylvan Road. The victim is believed to be Squires' boyfriend. He was taken to Baptist Golden Triangle, but later moved to NMMC in Tupelo. Squires' bond is set at $25,000. Tonight, for the first time, we're seeing video of Ali Castillo in the Oxford Square. The city of Oxford released this video. They say that shows Castillo leaving a bar in the square prior to her murder. 22-year-old Brandon Thiesfeld of Texas was arrested and charged with murder. Castillo's body was found over the weekend along Buford Ridge Road. A deputy patrolling found her body. We're also hearing from Thiesfeld's attorney. Here's what he had to say.
I've seen any of the evidence. Want to fully interview the defendant in this matter and see what we can discover on our own. There's a lot of clutter out there, a lot of people commenting online, and which is to be expected. And yes, there's great interest down here.
Photos of Thiesfeld and Castillo were posted to social media in December of 2016. Funeral arrangements for Ali Castillo are scheduled for this weekend. On a much lighter note, time to get a first look at our forecast. We'll send things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, another fall-like night out there, I guess we could say. Yeah, it's nice and comfortable out there. All quiet. Our live Doppler radar shows absolutely nothing. If we could look at the satellite there with our live Doppler, we wouldn't see any clouds either. A live view at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, all quiet right now. Temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s. Very, very nice. Oxford already down to 66. Lows into the low to mid 60s tonight, so a few more degrees. Here tomorrow, back up to around 90 after that refreshing start. We will see a warm afternoon. Your weekend forecast, Scott, in just a few minutes. Knoxville County residents got a chance to hear a progress report on their local school district since the state takeover nearly a year ago. Interim Superintendent Rod Brodnax presented a State of the Schools address. Our Quentin Smith, he was there. He joins us live in the studio with more. Quentin.
Yeah, Scott, tomorrow marks 1 year since Governor Phil Bryant declared a state of emergency in the Knoxville County School District. The district went under state control because of numerous financial, personnel, and safety issues. But the superintendent says that's all in the past now, and the school district is continuing to make positive strides in the right direction. There's a lot to celebrate in the Knoxville County School District.
We're celebrating the start of a new year. We're putting some things behind us.
See, the district is in the process of overcoming a dark cloud that's hanging over their head. They're currently under state control. But during Thursday's State of the Schools address, Superintendent Rod Brodnax says they're already making huge improvements from last year, both academically and financially.
If we look at the fund balance, when I arrived, it was $883,000 in the negative. There was a deficit of $883,000. Today, the fund balance is at $2.6 million. The cash flow was $170,000 when I arrived last year this time. Today, our cash flow is $3.3 million.
Though those numbers are right where the school wants them to be, Brodnax says it took some tough decisions to get to this point.
We had to close a couple schools, had to have a reduction in force, and we had to really come together to make sure our budget stayed intact.
During his speech, Brodnax unveiled his 5-year strategic plan to get the school district back on the right track. Goal number 1 is to increase student achievement through accountability, academic growth, and effective instruction. Goal number 2 is to recruit, select, hire, and retain highly effective personnel. Goal number 3 is to become financially sound through effective budgeting and spending practices. Goal number 4 is to create a culture and climate that engages all stakeholders to produce an environment that is conducive to learning. And the last goal is to improve and sustain the technology infrastructure to support student learning outcomes. The school district hopes to become a B district by the end of the year. If they follow this plan, district leaders say they're confident they'll accomplish this goal.
You can have a rural community, and you can have successful schools that may have not have been successful, but you can't turn it around and make it.
Now, the school district has also rebranded itself and strengthened its staff. When the school year starts this year, the district will begin the school year with nearly every teaching position filled. And by the 2021 school year, Broadnax says his goal is for them to become an A school district. Scott?
Setting high standards. Thank you very much, Quentin. Candidates for county and state office share their visions for the future in Starkville. Candidates for the Board of Supervisors and the District 38 House seat took questions from area residents at the Greensboro Center tonight. The local chapters of Zeta Phi Beta sorority and Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, along with the Oktibbeha County chapter of the NAACP, hosted tonight's forum. Organizers say it's important to know where each candidate stands on the issues.
We wanted to have a community forum in which the interested voters and everyone could come out and hear from the candidates maybe one last time before the August primary, so that they can make an informed decision based upon what the candidates have to say about certain questions, certain topics.
Primaries are August the 6th. A state agency will soon get a new leader. Governor Phil Bryant is appointing former FBI special agent in charge, Christopher Freeze, as the next executive director of the Department of Human Services. Courtney Ann Jackson caught up with Freeze to discuss how he'll approach the job.
When Christopher Freeze retired from the FBI, he made it his mission to work on helping communities overcome the challenges tied to adverse childhood experiences.
So a lot of that revolves around the physical and emotional, sexual abuse, emotional and physical neglect, things that go on in the household that are dysfunctional.
And he notes that DHS touches on a lot of those issues in providing services to families who need help.
This is a great opportunity for me to learn more, hands-on, but also to bring what I've learned and what I know to the table and try to provide in this perspective on what trauma-informed care means and how to best do that in an agency as large and as important as DHS.
But he's taking on an agency that is multi-layered and in need of changes, according to the most recent auditor's report focused on how state agencies are using federal dollars they receive.
Money is always an issue. Oftentimes you don't have enough, and what you do have, you try to make the best use of. And so in this case, if there were things that the state auditor found that we can correct, we can make better, so that we're making sure that all available dollars go to the citizens of Mississippi, that's what we're going to do.
The report found DHS didn't follow legal requirements to make sure people were actually eligible for programs like SNAP and TANF. It noted they didn't keep basic documents with a full list of grant recipients. For several, they didn't monitor to determine if money was being spent in accordance to the law. Freeze will take the role of executive director August 1st. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Our Louisville, Mississippi time-lapse from this evening shows a wonderful end to the day. There goes the sun. We'll have another nice day tomorrow. Your weekend forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Our Friday is shaping up to be pretty nice, mostly sunny, warm, and dry yet again. Highs in the upper 80s to around 90. Let's just round it up to 90 degrees in many spots here. So a few more degrees than what we had out there today, but the humidity is still relatively in check. Here's our time lapse from downtown Columbus, and if you notice, there's some faint haze in the air at sunset right there. You may have seen that in the air today. There's actually a bunch of wildfires again burning up there in Canada. The upper level flow taking some of that smoky haze down into the deep south, and that obscured just a little bit of the sun today, even a little bit yesterday. But right now, we have stars shining, the thicker clouds back to the northwest and to our southeast. You have to go down to the Gulf of Mexico to see any rain. So we really don't anticipate any rain for a while. This takes us through the weekend, and this particular solution suggests no rain locally for us. But can't rule out a stray shower or storm on Sunday. Our national low today in the lower 48, 24 degrees at Copper Basin in Idaho. The national high today, 110 out in Needles, California. That's my kind of heat right there. Nice dry heat. 71 in Columbus, 73 in Tupelo right now, 72 in Jackson. Lows tonight. As we mentioned earlier, widespread 60s across our neck of the woods. A little bit below the average. Same story tomorrow, just a little bit below average with highs around 90. We should be about 93, give or take here. Overnight lows should be in the low 70s. So we'll take this nice little respite. Saturday, partly cloudy, around 90. Sunday, partly cloudy. Can't rule out that stray storm. The rain chance, though, just 20%. So mainly dry for the weekend. The humidity will come back by Sunday into next week, and that means more scattered showers and storms will be on the way. So for your Friday, some fair weather clouds out there. The best chance for a shower or storm right there along the immediate coastline down to our south. Much the same on Saturday, too. Friendly clouds expected here. A better chance for some of those isolated showers and storms right along the coast. Sunday, some of that moisture starts to come back up north just a little bit. So southern, southwestern Mississippi, the bullseye for some rain and storms on Sunday. But that moisture comes back to the north Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So we'll have that opportunity for a little bit more rain. Typical summer fare as we get into next week. So for the next 3 days, basically dry. Highs around 90. Overnight lows will be creeping on up as that moisture returns. Next week, scattered showers and storms starting Monday. Highs around 90.
The city of Amory is gearing up for a weekend full of activities, and the police chief, he has some tips to help everyone make sure they have a fun but safe time. Amory's Junior Auxiliary is holding a back-to-school bash Saturday at Frisco Park, and Saturday evening, Cruisin' Amory will take place on what many know as the Loop. Cruisin' Amory was started as a nostalgic way to remember a teenage tradition for many and is expected to drive a lot of traffic into downtown Amory. Amory's police chief, here's his few safety tips for everybody going out there.
Some people allowed children to ride on tops of vehicles, out of T-tops, out of sitting on top of the vehicle, out of the sunroof, and that just can't be permitted. We don't want it to be marred by some tragedy that happened. We want, it to be a great time for everybody to, it takes one slight mistake to have an accident, and if you got somebody that's under strain that's sitting on top of a vehicle or out of a T-top, those are moves you see in a controlled environment of a parade, but it's not something you see in this event.
The Loop runs through Main Street and different parts of Highway 278. It's a big birthday and a big present for a Columbus woman. We find out where she's celebrating when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Every 3 seconds, someone is in need of blood. Here's more on the importance of blood donation in our Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Sandy Kilburn, medical technologist and supervisor of the blood bank at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle. I want to talk to you about some facts about donating blood. Did you know that just 1 pint of blood can help save up to 3 lives? Donating blood is safe and easy. It is a sterile procedure and you cannot contract any diseases from donating. You must be 16 years old or older and weigh at least 110 pounds to qualify as a donor. Here at Baptist Golden Triangle, we hold a United Blood Services blood drive every 3 months. Here are some tips for getting through the donation process faster. Bring personal identification, preferably an ID that has your picture and full name. Some acceptable forms of ID include a driver's license, work or school ID, or passport. Bringing along your blood donor card will help you get through the registration process quickly. If you don't have one, please ask the staff to order one for you. Bring a list of all countries, cities, or areas you have visited with dates in the past 12 months. Wear a top with loose-fitting sleeves so that you can get your blood pressure checked. Make an appointment. Donors with appointments are taken before walk-ins. To make an appointment, visit the website, unitedbloodservices.org. Be a donor. Make a difference. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
You can help replenish area blood supplies tomorrow at Baptist Golden Triangle right here in Columbus. BMH is hosting a blood drive from 11:30 in the morning until 5:30 tomorrow afternoon at the Outpatient Pavilion Conference Center. It's a special day for a woman who I would call the Columbus's most joyful women. Mary Bush is celebrating a big birthday and one big surprise. Mary, tell me, today is your birthday.
Yes, it is.
you're getting to see your new home. Just tell, what are you feeling
Sure
right now?
is, and I love it. And I ain't spent no night, but I'm gonna spend the night tonight.
At 90 years young, Mary Bush is full of life.
I'm feeling happy. I've been happy today. Shedding my little tear. Having a good time with my family.
Her 90th birthday happens to be the day she moves into her new home built by volunteers with Habitat for Humanity, something she's been waiting for.
Even more excited, I got the truck loaded up in the front of my door. I'm ready to come.
To help celebrate the milestone, there's cake and her most prized possessions, her kids who came from as far as Abilene, Texas.
Well, we got tons of work to do. Try to arrange everything and get everything in place.
Work that Miss Bush says she's going to let them do.
I'm gonna bring my bed back there. And when I get tired of helping them, I'm going back there and get in my bed.
And I do not blame her. She applied for the Habitat home after her home had to be torn down due to mold. The family, they tried other avenues before Habitat, but Mary says some simple advice, following her heart and listening to the Lord is what changed everything. Habitat homes, they're built by volunteers. Homeowners also pay their mortgages. The high school football tour makes the trip to Knoxville County to check in with the Tigers. See the preview next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
In true Mississippi State fashion, Samantha Ricketts waving that cowbell loud and proud while being introduced as the newest head softball coach. Ricketts comes into a different but good situation after serving as an associate coach. She's already familiar with her team. She knows the Bulldogs' strengths and weaknesses and is ready to make the necessary changes to get the Bulldogs on the road to the Women's College World Series.
It's going to really depend in our game. A lot of it has to do with the pitching, and I think it's gotten away more from the one star pitcher in our game, and it's more about the pitching staff. So that's really what my focus is, why it's the pitching and finding the right pitching coach, because I think we need a staff, and it's not just going to be one arm that gets us there. It's going to take a group of pitchers that have been developed and that have the trust in their training and know their role, and that if one's middle relief and the other one knows she's a closer and kind of where they stand, I think that's going to really help us to move forward as far as our plan with the pitching, and that's going to be the biggest difference, finding our way into a regional and a super regional.
Well, plans for the upcoming basketball season being made. Matchups have been released for the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Mississippi State will tip off against fellow NCAA tournament competitor Oklahoma. Games are set to begin on January 25th. Well, by Knoxville County standards, last year was a down year. In Tigers country, state championships are the expectation, and a lot of new faces will be charged with bringing a 6th gold ball to Macon, Mississippi. The Knoxville County Tigers are the 33rd stop on the high school football tour.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Sparklight.
The Tyrone Shorter era at Knoxville County has come to a close, opening the door for a familiar face to take the reins. Former player and assistant coach Teddy Young is now the leader of the Tigers. Young stepping up to the challenge of continuing success for his hometown team.
It's a dream come true. I played here, won my first state championship here. I won a state championship as the offensive coordinator and assistant coach. So I'm still getting used to it. Sometimes I wake up, still can't believe myself.
He been getting on my tail a lot, so they really built my bond with him and a lot. And the off-season work, well, like right now we're getting at it. So, a little trash talk here and there.
A new head coach will lead a lot of new faces. The Tigers will be a young bunch after losing 20 talented seniors from a season ago. Change happening everywhere in Macon and forcing key players in new positions. Most notably, leading tackler Marlon Wyndham taking on the role of quarterback.
At first, when I first started, I was a little nervous, and I didn't know I can do it or not. But my team needed a quarterback, so I stepped up.
I've been coaching them since they was in Pee Wee, this senior class. I'm blessed with a great senior class. Don't have too many, have like 12, but they leaders. The younger kids looking up to them, and I feel like I can put my prints on the program how I want it.
The theme of new doesn't just stop in the locker room. Knoxville County's reign of terror over Class 4A has come to an end with the Tigers' reclassification to Region 4 3A. So a new head coach, new players, new region. But there's only one thing that doesn't change in Knoxville County, and that's the pursuit of the gold ball.
They hungry. They hungry to get to Hattiesburg. That's all they talk about, getting to Hattiesburg. And I think they've been working hard. They've been showing up to summer workout. They know it's starting in the weight room.
The group of guys I got, well, they push me hard, I push them hard. We stay on each other's tail a lot. We don't want no list from nobody.
It's a lot of people sleeping on the just go out and show out.
The new era in Knoxville County begins with a monster rivalry showdown, a home meeting with the Louisville Wildcats in Week 1. With the Tigers on the high school football tour, Tom Ebel, WCBI Sports.
60 Schools in 60 Days with Knoxville County High School was brought to you by Frida D. Phillips, Circuit Court Clerk of Knoxville County.
Your last look is after the break. Stay with us.
I'm ready for the weekend already.
Oh my gosh, I keep thinking and wishing that today was Friday. You know, because we could enjoy Saturday because no humidity, or a little less humidity.
We'll get there another day. 24 hours from now, we'll be home free.
We've all got this. You at home, you've all got this.
Take tomorrow off.
That's what I say.